Hey.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a week. Yeah, what a week. Yay.
Everyone's excited.
Smile, everybody. Live from your... Oh, wait, what happened to the music?
See, that's the kind of week it is. That was like
Live?
a drum fill.
All right, we're just live. I'm not even going to do a joke. It's Business Plans Friday here show at January 16th Studios, featuring analyst Hull Matt Moscardi. That's true. Those things are true.
That's true.
On today's weekly wrap-up, silent CEOs, a vocal Mackenzie Scott, and the sad legacy, the dwindling legacy, I guess, of Target's Brian Cornell. Wah, wah.
Wait, what was his prior legacy? When you say
I don't know. I feel like Target used to represent something. Maybe it's all in my head, or maybe they fooled me. I don't know. Let's get to Target later.
Yeah, we'll get to Target later.
Well, actually, no. We're going to get to it right at the top of the show. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. Look, that's good. At least that's good.
Yeah, there's something good about something. Yeah, there's a sponsor of the show.
I was doing something in public today. I'm not going to name what it was. And I overheard some people laughing. And I actually went over there. I seriously, I went over there and I was like, what? Like, how do you feel joy? Like, what's wrong? What's going on over here? Like, what's happening?
that must have been the creepiest thing that happened to him all day. Yeah.
No, I think they felt embarrassed for feeling even a moment of levity. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do story of the week.
Yeah. Well,
that's very patriotic music because it's a patriotic company and country. Yeah.
So you actually, I did peek ahead, and I think you're covering Brian Cornell later. So I'm not going to go too much into depth on Target, but let me just, the first story, it's all ICE related, but I start with Target. Target silent after federal immigration agents arrest Twin Cities employees. So this is there is reporting that ICE was beating up their arresting their employees on the property, on Target property. So earlier in the week we looked at 17 publicly traded Minnesotan companies to see if any of them had made any statements. They had not. I keep checking Target's website. I thought after seeing that article, because I didn't know about this when we first reported about the Minnesota company. So I thought after this, certainly they would put out something because, as we're seeing around my city, people are not showing up to work. They're not showing up to school, and a lot of industries that are extremely important to our existence, like service, nursing, whatever, jobs that we need to operate. So I thought Target would definitely say something at this point, right? Because the fear that their employees must be feeling right now must be off the charts, right? So, but no, they still haven't. In fact,
they did. He said some stuff. We'll get.
They
to
did
it
say some stuff.
I've got some stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't see anything on their public facing website. So how would I know that they had said stuff? Anyway, the only thing I did, and correct me if I'm wrong later. The only thing I did find was their last press release was something said that Target expands its style offerings with exclusive bedding collection from acclaimed interior designer Jeremiah Brent.
That's
the last.
That's in the fight against ICE. You are going to be comfortable. That's important.
And I think one of the other things they said, I actually think you pulled as well. So I'm going to skip over that. The other ICE related stories this is part of the first story of the week. Bill Ackman defends donation to ICE officer who shot Minnesota woman. He said that he's presumed innocent until proven guilty. I mean, look, we've joked a lot that whenever Bill Ackman does anything, you do the opposite. But even for Bill, I cannot believe he is willing to publicly put his terrible face on this. This is the statement he needs to make because let's just say that they did an investigation, they did the evidence, they let all kinds of people investigate, not just the federal government. And let's just say that she was in the wrong, or maybe that it was an ambiguous situation, and the police officer gets exonerated. whatever. It's still the murder of a young mother in Minneapolis. How Bill Ackman, like, this is a step that how do we get here, Bill Ackman?
He didn't get fired. He doesn't personally pay.
How do we get here? But how do we get here?
I don't understand what you even donate to. He doesn't. He still has his job at ICE, right? Like he didn't get.
Well, there
fired.
might be some. I'm sure there will eventually be some civil lawsuits. No,
sure, but doesn't
from her
ICE,
from her spouse, from her wife?
It's like ICE, the organization.
I don't
has
know.
To handle like
Bill Ackman.
that,
you are an
don't
icky,
worry, he's
horrible
a nominee for.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy. I just can't believe we've come to this point in our U.S. history, in our business world, this fast. I mean, look, it's one thing to make side deals with the president, but this, like Bill Ackman, like I don't understand this.
Declines happen fast. This is what happens when a couple of people have all the money,
Bill Ackman,
and all the voice.
Gross.
That's what happens.
Gross.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I don't really understand this part of it. Did Bill Ackman used to hold a lot of shares in Chipotle?
So he used to own 9.9% of Chipotle.
Okay. So Chipotle actually came out immediately, good for you, Chipotle, and clarified that Bill Ackman is not affiliated with its chain whatsoever after billionaire's ICE agent donation. So
he owned 9.9%. He sold it in the last year or two, like not that long ago. He actually there was a rumor online after the shooting that Bill Ackman, or after the donation rather, that Bill Ackman owned Chipotle. So Chipotle was just coming out and being like, he's not affiliated with his company. Like,
well, hey, in 2026, even that is like a major statement.
They didn't say anything specific about it. They just said like pure. It was like one sentence, and they were just like, he's not affiliated with the company.
Something, right?
Yeah. That's fighting back now.
And I also lumped in this other thing that's going on. The first story really is about ICE, but I had to include this other thing. Maybe this is just, I don't even know what this first category is called, but there's also this week a Ford worker I don't know if you saw this, was suspended. So Trump was there and he called him a pedophile protector, and Ford has already suspended him. And of course the union thankfully is fighting back against that suspension. And that worker is getting donations. But I don't know where we're at with that either. I don't know Ford. But, Ford CEO, remind me of his name, Jim
Farley?
Jim Farley is also in the news today, basically bragging that, Trump will always pick up my phone calls, but I need help with China because China, they're competing. It's like, again, the state of our business world and capitalism is so bizarre to me. It's like, why do you need help? Build a better company.
Do a better car. Is it
like
capitalism?
Whatever? I'm so confused by everything. And how do you get suspended anyway for mouthing off against a publicly elected official? I don't even know. Is that like, why can't a worker do that in the first place? But anyway, I just want to throw that in.
I get that if you're Ford, you have to do something, and so you do something, and then the end result is nothing. Like that, it's
because the union, I'm sure, will prove that you can't suspend him for this, right?
But Ford, I don't think really cares. They have to look like, no, you can't yell at the president when we invite the president.
I don't know did he yell at him or did he just?
I don't agree with that, but it doesn't. I see what they're doing.
Well, yeah.
The first part, the ICE part.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's the first story
of the
week.
I've gone up and down with the insanity of the stuff that's going on in the United States. Oh, by the way, move your camera so it's on your face because it's like off. Your face
there's really nobody's looking at me.
Everybody wants to see your face.
I look haggard and horrible.
But I've been up and down with everything going on in this camera or this country. Everything going on everywhere. Who knows? What's going to happen next, and it's all kind of terrible, and nobody stands up, nobody fights, and we've been talking about it for a while. The ICE thing, who now are talking like they have immunity from all prosecution, who are now invading every city.
It's coming from above. Didn't the department, the Homeland Secretary, shouldn't she say that?
I mean, they shot
JD
a
Vance
woman.
said that.
They shot a woman. ICE has been basically killing people the whole time. They finally shot a white woman who had nothing to do with, wasn't an immigration enforcement. She was literally just like she was heckling and protesting, and they shot her. And the level of attention that it gets and the level of understanding that you now have that they will just kill you. There's nothing you can do.
They already did it.
It is pretty
right?
terrifying.
Yeah.
It is pretty terrifying.
Yeah,
Let's move on. I haven't had this sad and angry.
I haven't had this pit in my stomach since COVID, I think, and this is like the source of this pit is completely unnecessary. I mean, like viral attacks will happen, but this one is like human-made attack, which is all the more dispiriting. Yeah, let's move on. Second big story of the week. Unfortunately, I got to go back to Elon Musk. I mean, this story just kind of wouldn't quit this week. I don't know that anything will come of it, but Grok is blocked from undressing images in places where it's illegal after global backlash. So I guess people were asking it to make women and children nude, and it was doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So far, Malaysia and Indonesia blocked it. There's an investigation from the UK. There's an investigation from the California Department of Justice. I don't know. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with Elon Musk? I don't even know.
Forget Elon Musk. It's the man baby thing. All I know is that the very first thing you would do if you're creating AI that can make images, the very first thing you could do is say, how are people going to make porn out of this or exploit other people with it, right? Like that's the very first thing. Number one safety thing is like, can this be used to sexualize minors or fabricate images that can cause wars? And like, how is it going to get misused? First question. And Elon Musk did not ask that question. In fact, they have to actively allow this kind of stuff, which means the 13-year-old man baby who is on his way to being a trillionaire is bored because he runs 5 companies. No one holds him accountable for anything ever. No one votes against this fuckface. No one.
The only one holding him even remotely accountable is a few American consumers, a few European consumers who stopped buying Teslas, and people who are flipping off Cybertruck, so give him the middle finger to that's it, like that. And what good is that?
That's where we're at.
There's no good at. I mean,
that 13-year-old man baby, all he wants to do, and he's very open about this, is like have sex with everyone he possibly can and babies.
Which he is doing.
Which he is doing. In fact, Ashley St. Clair, who is a conservative influencer, who he had a baby with, and he was trying to keep it secret. She just sued XAI because someone used Grok to sexualize her, to undress her.
And what's happening? They're using Grok for this, and then they're posting it publicly. Is that what's happening?
Then they post it or circulate it, and
on X or something. Like this is just
you can post it on Signal to your friends.
Anywhere, right?
You can do you can do anything. Once it exists, it exists, right? And
right.
This is a woman who is a hard right conservative influencer, whatever the fuck that is, who said in 2024 that Musk was basically essential to free speech and, quote, truly the only things they will ban are things that are against the law on Grok. Like that's what they would ban. And apparently not. They will not ban things that are against the law. And that's because there's a 13-year-old man baby who wants to see everyone undressed. Like this is his brain in action. And that is who is running one of the most valuable public companies on earth and who has the most money on earth. He's literally an infant. I don't understand. Let
me ask you this.
A fucking baby.
Let me ask you this. Apple, the company Apple is really known for, not that you can't access porn when you're using Apple products, but it's really known for not making it easy. And even in the autocorrect, it's even hard to type a swear. They're very restrictive, or they can be. They used to be pretty restrictive with which apps were allowed on their app store. Why is XI even available at the App Store on Apple? Like,
because
when did Apple give up its fight?
Elon Musk sued saying that Apple's store
tough.
discriminates.
Yeah, but the nude pictures of children?
Everyone's a fucking baby. No one stands up for any principle. No one has any principles. We're talking about pure capitalism. We're in a transactional world right now.
Again, the rhetorical
not
question I keep
what's
asking.
right, it's what you can get.
The rhetorical question I keep asking everyone, which I don't need an answer to because I don't want the answers. How did this happen so quickly? Like, how did we drain the toilet?
We elected a man baby. We elected an 85-year-old peepaw, an angry man baby. Trump is,
I don't know.
Is Musk, right? Like they are just
but even his allies.
Give me what I want, man babies.
But even his allies and a lot of the people who used to work in his administration, his current allies, people like Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, they all warned the world about him too. So
they're sycophants.
Right, so I just don't understand how we got here so quickly. Anyway, let's move on.
We're at the nadir of men.
Unfortunately, the next story is about Trump as well, because this really is this kind of week. This was the first reporting I saw that actually quantified what's happening in our current corporate world. Trump canceled or stopped enforcement against 166 corporations in his first year. Many of them were donors. Now, the three companies that highlighted in this article were, and which you probably remember, Ripple. They donated $5 million. And then the SEC dropped its case against the company. Remember Nikola, the guy who faked, who's faking his whole enterprise. He got a presidential pardon. Donated $2 million to Trump. Milton's legal team included Attorney General Pam Bondi's brother, Brad Bondi. There you go. And then Amazon, which was facing an Equal Employment Opportunity Commission lawsuit for allegedly discriminating against pregnant workers. Trump signed a bill to help that go away. And the reporting shows that Amazon donated $1 million to Trump's inaugural fund, another $1 million for streaming the inauguration on Amazon Video, and then backing Trump's $300 million golden ballroom, and then agreeing to stream The Apprentice with unspecified payments directly to Donald Trump. And then the last part, which is just complete bizarre cronyism to me, because I don't know who the hell would ever watch this, paying $28 million to First Lady Melania Trump for her documentary, which will air on Prime, which nobody's going to watch. So this is just a beautiful splash of Bezos-inspired cronyism. Let's not forget that Bezos... Remember, even the Washington Post decided for the first time ever not to endorse a presidential candidate. So,
the Washington Post is now like a pointless. Like you can't trust anything coming out of it because he's stepped into like pull stories and change them.
But this is the first amount of reporting that is actually starting to quantify what's going on in the last year.
When we're done with this administration, whatever comes next.
Is it going to end?
I don't know if it ends or not, but the amount of money, the amount of transference of money from regular people, like all the way up into the pockets of 7 fucking man babies, is going to be a staggering sum of money. Staggering sum.
On top of that, listen to our other show, The Proxy Countdown, after it's released this week, because some of the things that we're going to be highlighting there are these the outrageously escalating awards going to CEOs, because, again, it's another area where there are no checks and balances. The investors are just sitting on their hands, not fighting back against these absurd payouts.
GameStop's Ryan Cohen just gave himself $34 billion potential award for a defunct video game selling company.
You can get a video game at the library. Go to your library instead. And then finally, the fourth story of the week is still on Trump, and I apologize. Hopefully this won't happen next week. But we started off the week talking about this. Trump tries to reduce CEO pay and halt billions in stock buybacks at defense contractors. He's not happy about something going on with defense companies. So now he's becoming an ESG King Kong. He is now the greatest ESG analyst out there because he is now doing what I wish that investors would do and ESG professionals would do, which is trying to do something with CEO pay. And then remember, he also threatened to sideline Exxon with Venezuela because he's mad at Darren Woods for speaking the truth. So, there's just a crazy world going out there.
This is all one story. It feels
I guess
horrible.
so.
It's like one man
different
baby
tentacles
given an army and all the money in the world. That's what it is.
So what's
That's
the most important thing? Is it the most important thing that corporations and CEOs are suddenly completely silent and complicit with our world?
Yes.
Or okay,
yeah, I'm going with that's the story of the week.
Because how did we get here so fast? The whole thing with George Floyd, that's where a lot of this started, right? With this woke washing and CEOs bending knees and stuff. Now we have like these secret police forces terrorizing any person of color across the country. I mean, if your skin is not white, you could be in danger, even if you're born in the U.S. Even if you have your papers on you,
lived here for 100 years, it wouldn't make a difference.
You should be living in fear, and I don't know how corporations employ so many of these people. These are the people that help run our country. They're our neighbors and our friends. How the hell are they not weighing on this shit? Really, honestly, like how you could have something to say that wouldn't put you on the left or right. You don't have to come out and say that like you're a big giant Democrat. You can just have like civil words for people. You can just help people kind of get through the. I just really the silence is nonsense.
Part of the
your
reason
silence
why,
is nonsense.
Part
And
of the reason why,
you're paid to talk. By the way, you get paid so much money. You use your stupid mouths. Honestly,
they use their mouths for all sorts of shit. We're reading about what
constantly.
Bill Ackman thinks, but where's everybody else? Like,
we track on these shows every week that they will give you advice about everything.
You put
how to write your resume,
face.
how you shouldn't go to college anymore because only their friends should be smart. How to mow your lawn, whatever. But this, like,
look,
nothing.
I just study. I don't know. It must have been 3 years ago now, that where someone on LinkedIn was complaining, why doesn't BlackRock support more DEI proposals and proxies and stuff like that, or businesses. And so I went through and I pulled the pictures and backgrounds of every single portfolio manager that works on active equities at BlackRock, and 96% of them were men and 95% of them were white. Right. This is the people that you'd expect to maybe say something would be like at a minimum would be a black CEO or a Hispanic woman leading a company saying this is not right, because it directly affects not just my employees and my stakeholders and our communities, but like I could be a target personally. Right. Like there's nothing separating me from, like, I am them. Like it's all the same. But you want to know what? There are none. It's like,
I wonder what it's going to take. Do you think it's going to? You think it's going to something more horrific's going to happen? And what's it going to take?
I think we're on our way into a Mad Max sort of, like, everyone is literally out for themselves. It has to get to everyone is out for themselves before you start to rebuild. And you have to, like, this is going to sound weird, but you have to get rid of men. You have to get rid of them. Like they can't.
That doesn't help me very much.
Disarm them. Like, send them to like an
I'm a
island.
fan of that. I'm a fan of disarming men. But look, this is why my focus and direction at this company has always been one simple thing: get women in leadership.
Just put them in power.
Let women run things for 100 years, and then I will agree. Look, 100 years from now, when I'm 4,000 years old, I will help generate a quantitative study to see how women did. And then look, if it's failing, I'll consider other things. But let's let women run the companies,
they will fail,
the stock exchanges, the banks, the governments,
I'm
whatever.
just saying, there's going to be problems.
Men can still work there. Men can still work there.
There would be all sorts of problems, but it doesn't matter because men had a shot, and this is what they do. We devolve to our basest instinct, which is a 13-year-old boy looking to get laid and blow shit up.
But more than that, yeah, that's the important. They amass
all the sex.
They hoard weapons. They hoard wealth. They threaten you with bigger weapons. Yeah. Anyway, okay. This is too much.
Yeah. So that's the story of the week. Let's go on to Goodliest. So, is there a Goodliest this week?
Oh my God, my Goodliest is horrible in the sense that she's doing whatever she can.
I like my Goodliest.
I'll start with mine because it's just quicker, and it's just a reaction to the manosphere, and it sucks that this is what it is. But Mackenzie Scott, the headline is Mackenzie Scott is using her $26 billion philanthropy push to rescue organizations in danger after the Trump administration's funding cuts. So she's just doing what she can, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, she's the one. Like her husband's giving $300 million to the ball, like a ballroom creation and like inaugurations and whatever the fuck he wants.
And look, there would be more. And to my point that I just made in the last segment, that if we had more women in power, we had women owning companies, we had women CEOs getting these huge stock awards, then they would be in position to spend their money in ways like this, but the men aren't going to do it. We know that.
They don't do it.
In fact, you know what the men do, and we see it time after time. They give the money to their own family foundations, and they feel like they've accomplished something. They give it to their dopey kids like Buffett.
Now they put it in black boxes, donor advised funds.
And somehow these geniuses of their offspring, they're going to help solve societal issues? No, I mean, they're not qualified for that, frankly.
Mackenzie
but anyway.
Scott's ex-husband said it's hard to give away money.
That's true. Mackenzie Scott at least just writing checks. So that's my good list. What's your good list?
All right, my good list is, and you have to think a step or two down from this, but RFK Jr.'s health department is studying health effects of cell phones.
Okay, which health effects, which part of it? Like the radiation or
the radiation,
effect in your brain?
The part that has largely
the conspiracy
been,
theory
studied,
part.
The conspiracy theory part, but it's been studied. The science is basically it doesn't seem to conclude that there's any negative health effects. But RFK Jr.'s out there saying you don't know how bad Wi-Fi is and cell phones are, and they're irradiating us.
Who's studying it? In a suit. He fired all the scientists.
Okay,
Who's even studying this?
But here's why this is great, right?
Go ahead.
Because even if they come out with spurious, horrible, non-scientific research that says your cell phone and Wi-Fi will give you ball sack cancer, it doesn't matter if it's spurious and horrible and terrible. It could mean that people get off their fucking phones and off the computer. I think there are people out there who are thinking like this, and if the health department comes out with something that says you need Wi-Fi in your home is a danger, it causes cancer, and it's worse on kids. It doesn't matter what the science is because nobody actually reads the science anyway. There is someone somewhere who will turn off their Wi-Fi, and that would make me happy. I feel like that would be great. De-radicalize yourselves by getting offline. Stop watching Netflix and start fighting for something. Go out with a friend. Have a barbecue. Do anything else. I love it. I think it's a chance to do something.
You're dreaming. And how about the fact that the head of our health doesn't even exercise scientific theory anymore. He exercises conspiracy theory. So he decides.
It's all men deciding what men.
He decides
think.
first, but not by observing data and observing facts.
No,
he decides first what's happening, and then he goes and he sniffs around for something to support. He looks for New York Post articles and things coming out of Boyer Research or whatever to support his.
I talked to somebody today who works in the ESG space and governance space, and it was saying that the portfolio managers that they work with, they love to talk about how they pick great management teams, and they
how do they
basically stick with them, and they think great management teams make great companies, and those are great investments.
How do they quantify that? By the way,
and I said, what's their quantification? It was there is none. They use
Zero
ROI and the whatever. And it's how do you pick a great management team? Do you know if that's a person? Do you know if that's luck? Do you know if the product that they developed 40 years before this management team even showed up is all they're making the money on? Are they just moving money around? You just think efficiency is great? What is great? What is a great management team? And in the end, No one ever has an answer to that, just
no one
like
really knows.
RFK Jr. never has an answer for why the hell he's studying cell phones. It's just what I feel. It's whatever I feel. And sometimes what you feel will be right. All right, let's do Assholiest. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Because it's not going to get better.
I'm already down. Is this going to make me feel worse?
It's going to be worse. We already talked about, you mentioned Target and Brian Cornell. Brian Cornell is my first nominee for Asshole of the Week.
Wait, before I get there, is Brian Cornell, is he still currently the CEO? Has he transitioned to executive chair yet?
No. He's executive chair now, I think.
So he's not
January.
but he's not. When do you know when the transition happened?
I thought it was like Jan 1 or Jan 15 or something.
All right,
It's
keep
like
going.
right
I'm going to look that
around
up. Keep going.
All right, but here is, I'm going to give you some quotes of things that Brian Cornell has said, because you said they've been silent, they haven't said anything. Here are the quotes. These are real quotes from Brian Cornell, the man himself.
You're not making this up?
I'm not making any of these quotes up. These are real quotes right from the mouth of Brian Cornell. I watched the videos. Quote, that could have been...
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
February 1st. He's still currently the CEO. So he actually is still in charge of the messaging.
So Feb 1. Okay, so it's still him.
But I'm saying that you can rightfully place any of your... I know your
anger at Brian Cornell.
You can still do this. Go ahead.
All right. Quote, that could have been one of my Target team members.
Wait,
quote,
what?
Just listen. I'm going to go through all the quotes. Quote, we have to be the role models that drive change, and our voice is important. And we've got to make sure that we represent our company principles, our values, our company purpose on the issues that are important to our teams. He's saying stuff like this. Quote, the eyes of America and the eyes of the world were on Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's true. It still are. Go ahead.
Quote, as a Target team, we've huddled, we've consoled, we've witnessed horrific scenes similar to what's playing out now and wept that not enough is changing. And as a team, we've vowed to face pain with purpose.
I know where you're going with this, by the way.
We've got to stand up and do more. We've got to stand up and do more.
Yeah.
That's what he said in 2020
How many years ago?
with George Floyd. That's what he said. He went on every fucking TV show.
So
and
less than 6 years
They put
ago.
out a statement. They put out an actual statement, Target did, and said all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is when they stepped into, every other CEO was talking about DEI and how we had to do more because there was outrage on the streets. And everyone was coming out and saying, oh, we've got to do more. We got to stand in solidarity with our black brothers and sisters. Am I right? Am I right, folks?
Well, you know what's crazy? On top of that is that this is a company headquartered in Minneapolis, in a state with a very proud progressive history. I mean, this is not like it's not like they represent the constituents of Oklahoma. I mean, they're in Minnesota, for Christ's sakes. I mean,
Renee Good gets shot and killed by an ICE agent. There are raids of like, it doesn't matter if you're an undocumented immigrant or you're just a person. There's no due process. They are taking people away from their families. They are locking them up with no reason, no nothing. Where the fuck are you, Brian Cornell? In your city?
I don't get. Again,
this is all the bullshit that you said at the time. You could literally say every single one of those sentences right now today. You've said nothing.
Again, I know I'm at risk for sounding childish, which I often am on this show, because most of the time my opinion just devolves into like everything's crazy, which I think I might be right after saying for years that everything's crazy. But just as a leader of people, especially like, and I'm not even talking about leading a team of 10. I mean, how many? At least 100,000 people probably work at Target, if not more.
Way more. Yeah.
Just as a leader, how about just some consoling words? How about just like, has Trump removed our ability to like take care of each other? Because he's just an elected official. This is just an elected official in a democracy. So
here's the thing.
What about just calming words? What about just supporting each other? We don't have to announce that, we vote for this or vote for that. We can just take care of each other, Brian.
Well, just in case you were worried, Michael Fidelki, the incoming CEO, didn't say anything either. And
maybe he will. Maybe he's on February 1st.
Both of them recognize that Target, the brand, the company, has the potential to last longer in legacy than any one of these elected officials.
Well, what do you mean?
The legacy of Target.
We know it probably will.
It's already existed for 40 years? Like,
not to mention that has no identity anymore. It's just everyone hates it.
That's 10x a presidential term. and you've said nothing. And just in case you were wondering if maybe someone on the board would say something,
Go ahead.
Derica Rice on this board flipped on DEI at Disney. So doubt he's going to say something here.
Yeah.
He's not going to step out. Dimitri Stockton flipped on DEI at both Deere.
These are two black men, right?
Two black men. He did it at Deere and Black & Decker. He's not going to say anything. Grace Puma is on the board of Target. She's actually on the board of Phillips 66 also, who just met with Trump about Venezuelan oil, and they're into it. They're a refiner. She's not going to come out and say something. How about Christine Leahy, who's the CEO of CDW, which is like the, electronics parts. She actually has an $11 billion worth of government contracts over the last decade, $270 million last year. What's she got? She going to come out and say like, the Trump administration is bad? No, they have government contracts. They're not going to do that. David Abney's on the board of Northrop Grumman. They're definitely not going to say anything. They're actually supplying ICE with shit. Yeah. Monica Lozano also was on the board of Disney. Brian Cornell and Michael Fidelki, they're both on the board. They run this board. That means a minority of directors who are left, who could have said something or might have said something or would have thought about saying something, definitely are not going to, since everybody else on the board has interest. This is the problem.
You're highlighting silent. You're highlighting something that I never wanted to get to this point when we started this company. I never wanted it to be important in this way, but you're highlighting that how important it is to know who sits on your boards and who runs your companies, because there is an inner network of people who control these things. And I don't mean this to sound like a conspiracy theory, because it's not. This is just backed up by the data. And what everything you just said is not based on a conspiracy. It's just you're just demonstrating all the way these tentacles intersect. So more than ever, this is a reason why consumers need to understand who runs these companies, and investors need to be involved with making change, because the alternative democracy that is this annual meeting that goes on every year, it might be a conduit to make some change, right? I mean, it's possible if you let it.
All I know is that
if you do it collectively. Go ahead.
I'm in a race to flag humans that do these kind of things right now, where I'm coding it. Free Flow Analytics has got a tremendous amount of data. They're working with me on this stuff's important, and the output of it will be a list of people who, and all the companies that they're on, who are bending the knee and allowing this stuff to happen, who are unwilling to speak up, who are unwilling to basically risk anything of their own, their act at their own self-interest. They can say shareholders all day long, but key. That's not what it is.
You should just stop right there. It's all about self-interest, right?
So that's number one, Brian.
Maintaining their status quo with their wealth and maintaining their status quo with their network.
Yeah, right? You're never going to, that's it. It's human.
All right, keep going.
So number two, Brian Ackman, or Bill Ackman, sorry. Brian Cornell's number one. Bill Ackman's number two.
Oh, I don't want to hear this.
Look, I don't have to say that much. This is actually super fast, because Bill Ackman donated $10,000 on a GoFundMe to the ICE officer, Jonathan Ross. So he knows the fucking guy's name. The guy's name is Jonathan Ross.
Yes. Yeah.
Say his name.
Yeah. Hold on. He publicly did this? Like, he announced this?
No. So you have the option to make your donation visible or
he did that.
anonymous. And he decided that because what does he have to hide? It should be visible. What he said.
So he's doing. So this is a political gesture.
He said it. He said it wasn't political. He said this is his evidence. He said he tried to donate to the family of the woman who was shot, Renee Good, but their GoFundMe had closed already.
Why would it close?
As in, it expired, right?
Why? Why would it expire?
Because they hit their target goal or whatever.
So why can't he reach out to them and get them a check?
One of the richest men in the country cannot figure out how to donate $10,000 to the family of a woman who's shot for doing nothing.
So he at least knows.
Fucking liar.
But by saying that, he realizes the optics of his monstrosity, right? Like, he knows what he's doing.
He immediately stepped out and said, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. He immediately used this as a way to get on Fox News.
But what about her? Oh, I mean,
Well, of course, he did. That has nothing to do with it. This is all
she can't
about.
even face. She can't even face a trial. She can't face anything.
All
anymore.
about listening to himself fucking yap. He just wants everyone to pay attention to him.
I don't get this. I don't.
He doesn't have to do any of this. He could have given the family of that guy $10,000 in cash by a courier with no name on it. But no, he chose to put his name on it. He chose to only give it to him. He said he tried to give it to her, but it already closed. He
said that? He actually said this.
That's what he said. He's trying to be incredibly visible about what he's doing so that everyone will talk about Bill Ackman again. So he gets another million Twitter followers.
This is the worst.
What a fucking self-interested.
You can end this category right now because my vote is already in.
But he's part of a much bigger problem, which is it gets back to aiding and abetting ICE, right? Like AT&T, Booz Allen, Comcast, Dell, General Dynamics, L3 Harris, Motorola Solutions, they all have direct contracts with ICE. They all have a lot to lose. Everybody who is basically out there yapping and talking, there is an entire, you want to talk conspiracy theory. The conspiracy is that people with money do not want to lose their fucking money, and they will not say anything that will jeopardize any amount of money that they could lose. That's not about shareholders and whatever. That's self-interest. And it's all men who are self-interested. Women not involved in this conversation at all.
And look,
Bill Ackman, shut your fucking mouth. No one cares.
I don't know the full there might be some decisions on there might be some reasons behind this, like some financial reasons behind this that I'm not aware of. But there's a very small airline. I know that there are. I only heard of it because it runs direct flights from Portland to New Haven, which is unusual. I didn't even know that could be a possibility. Weird. It's called Avalo Airlines.
Oh yeah, they're the ones transporting all the immigrants.
So as of 9 days ago, they announced that they are ending their relationship with ICE. So I'm just putting it out there that
it's possible
that you can do it. And again, maybe they did it for financial reasons. I don't even care. But you can do it. You can end your relationship with ICE. And you know what? You can make up some financial reasons if you're worried about the political storm. But you can end these relationships. I mean, it can happen. Okay, Motorola Solutions, Dell.
You know what I want to do? I want to take a flight now on Avalo Airlines up to Portland.
If it still exists, if that route still exists.
I mean, who knows? I'm not actually going to do that anyway. All right. And last, and this is just a lame last one because I saw this headline.
Go ahead.
And it's basically men who are from Stanford who keep going out and saying they love people who didn't go to Stanford. Basically,
what are we doing? This is and again, we've been tracking this all year. But why are the elite, the CEOs, the wealth hoarders? Why are they telling?
They want you to be dumb.
Why are they telling regular people to keep themselves dumb? What are we doing?
This is like Reaganism, like on steroids.
This is
like
sad.
This is
sad.
Funding.
Is it because
they can just tell you not to go?
Is it because Sergey Brin realizes that if you did go to college and took some ethics courses or whatever, you might realize that the amount of power that Alphabet has is out of control or something?
So
is that it?
Here's the headlines. Google's Sergey Brin admits he's hiring tons of workers without degrees. Quote, they just figure things out on their own in some weird corner.
What the F does that mean? What kind of a condescending statement is that? What again, like we allow these people to speak in like these like unquantifiable feelings-based nonsense. Like what does that mean? What are they, first of all, tons? How many workers is he talking about without? No, really, I want to know how many thousands of workers he's hired without degrees, and I want to know who they is. Who's figuring out what problems are they working on where, and what's the weird corner? Like what is intrinsically weird about these people and their action? Like, Sergey Brin, what are you talking about? There should be some trigger that when you're this dumb and egotistical, you should have to like release back some of your wealth back into the public market, right? Like,
so
he shouldn't be allowed to hold. There should be a tax against stupidity and arrogance.
So it turns out that 76, the last, according to Google itself, 76% of Google people have a bachelor's or master's, and then another 16% have a PhD. So
who was he talking about? He's talking about
like three guys named Carl who like,
or are we talking about like workers in like the Philippines and in India? Is that what he's talking about? Who don't have like,
of course,
accredited degrees from US? Like, what the hell is he talking about?
Like, I'm just tired of these guys who all went to Stanford. Regardless if they dropped out or not, they all went to elite
this is
schools
triggering me too much. Can we move
schools.
on? I can't do this anymore. I can't
like
because just the idea of especially of a company of their stature that relies on. We're talking about scientific theory before, but relies on the history of scientific and mathematical discovery to even be in existence. This guy is talking down the benefits of a college degree.
He's specifically saying that he hires tons of people who don't
who just magically figure things out in some weird corner, not just a corner, a weird corner.
Yeah.
This guy is an idiot. I'm sorry. All right. I'm
your
losing my mind
Brian
today.
Cornell, Bill Ackman, or Sergey Brin, and the men from Stanford.
There should be I don't do ties. It should be a tie, but I'm going to go to Bill Ackman on this one for just being a monster of a loser.
It's really the worst possible thing you could do. It's so patently obvious that he's just about his own visibility.
And I didn't realize the thing about trying to donate to Renee Good's family.
That's what he said.
That's a 100x multiplier of how much of an asshole this guy is. I mean,
all right, let's do headlines, winners.
Yeah, because I got to go to the bathroom. Come on, let's get going.
We'll move quick. I've got 2 headlines.
I only have one.
Well, you do yours.
Tech billionaire forced to rename humongous yacht after realizing it spelled something horrible backwards. Now, did you see this story?
No, I did not.
All right, so let's just play along. Can you guess the tech billionaire? I mean, we know a lot of them have humongous yachts, but who do you think the tech billionaire is?
Well, we know Bezos built his in like the Netherlands.
Is that your guess?
So we know he has it. I assume it's another tech billionaire who built another one. I'd say Zuck.
It's close enough. It's the kind of the new MAGA prince, Larry Ellison. Okay, so
that's
still
the tech
got some
money to spend. Oh, okay.
And can you even guess? Even this threw me. I mean, can you even guess what it is? What it says when it's spelled backwards?
You said backwards. It's really hard to guess that.
I know. Like, it's so ridiculous.
I mean, it's going to be like, is it going to spell like? It's named Lonox, which is anal backwards or something.
I wish we were still at that sophomore part of our history here in the United States, but it's almost worse. It's worse. It's and all of this is kind of a summation of all your complaining today about all the 13-year-old tech wealth hoarders. But when spelled backwards, it says I'm a Nazi.
Are you kidding me?
No, he named his yacht Izanami, and when he finally realized it says "I'm a Nazi" backwards, he renamed it. So
how do you get to Izanami in the first place? Is that a thing? Is that a place?
I just these people are. I've had enough. Again, just like Sergey Brin for this condescending statement about people figuring things out in weird corners. There should be a stupidity tax on Larry Ellison. It should be about like a 15% tax. I mean, I got to pay taxes. Like resort fees, even when I go to a hotel now, they make up all these taxes. So why aren't these guys, why don't they have idiot taxes? Where's their idiot tax?
All right, well.
What do you got?
Speaking of idiots, I have 2, and they're just headline based. They're just the joke in the headline. First one, opposition to Elon Musk's AI stripping clothing off children is nearly universal, polling shows.
Nearly, okay. So the pedophiles are for it.
Like 96, I read the article, 96% said they shouldn't be able to generate undressed images of minors. And I want to know, are they going to release the 4%? Like, who says?
Well, maybe 3% said, I don't know, to be fair. Maybe they didn't know.
Even then.
Yeah, maybe they were in a weird corner solving an algorithm for Alphabet.
Here's the worst part of
this. They couldn't
this.
Focus on the question. Yeah, go
Actually,
ahead.
Here's the part that triggered. I almost put this in assholiest because it triggered me so much, but I couldn't because it was a little bit funny too. You realize the nearly universal number, the number of people who nearly universally agree that Elon Musk's XAI should not be able to undress children is the same number of people who agree on average for every director.
Every
elected.
director, yeah.
Every single director.
Yeah.
Every one.
It might be getting worse because I tracked a lot of meetings this week for proxy content, and I saw a lot of like 99 plus, 99%
the number
plus.
of people who agree on the fiduciaries you elect is the same as the number of people who agree on we shouldn't undress minors with AI.
All right. Okay.
I think that number should be different. I don't know. Hey, here's
going.
the other one.
Yeah.
Jamie Dimon slams DOJ probe of Jerome Powell, warning investigation could stoke inflation. I just like that it wasn't Jamie Dimon says. It was Jamie Dimon slams.
Jamie had two kind of like not overtly anti-Trump gestures this week, but they're kind of in the ballpark. He also came against the cap. He wanted a 10% cap on.
Oh yeah, he didn't like that. Yeah.
So
and Trump said it's because he wants more money.
Right, and whether it's self-serving or not, at least Jamie is at least still saying stuff.
No,
all right, let's go.
It'd be better if he
going.
slammed more. Who won the week for you?
Well, as a callback to my Target story, to the silence of Target in their last press release, my winner is the aforementioned acclaimed interior designer Jeremiah Brent in his new exclusive bedding collection at Target. Because I mean, what could be more important, right? I mean, that God forbid you have like some gray sheets. Like this is important stuff, people. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care who is threatening my constituents, my customers, my employees. But we got Jeremiah Brent making some sheets. That's really what's important in America, is it not? So he's the winner, Jeremiah. Good for you, buddy.
Wow, that's a good one. Actually, I don't know if I could beat that. Mine is Rhode Island.
Is yours serious?
Yeah, because the Revolution Wind project, which the Trump administration Secretary of Interior Doug Burgum.
Yes.
Who I'm pretty sure
mighty,
masquerades
intelligent Doug Burgum,
mighty Doug, who masquerades as I think he drinks oil at home. He lost his argument that a wind farm would disrupt military radars, because if that was the case, can you imagine? Like, wouldn't you like China just put up wind farms all along the coast?
Yeah, of course.
And then the American military would be like, we can't.
What a
see.
liar! That's what you call a liar.
Where is it?
This is the guy. Idiots. Speaking of Stanford, he got his MBA at Stanford. So he clearly they must have taught him to lie, be a bullshit artist.
Stanford is the worst place in this country. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, go ahead. So that's your winner, Rhode Island. I like that.
Rhode Island won because now 350,000 homes will be powered by wind, despite Trump trying to kill it. So good for you, Rhode Island. Do you got a prediction for the week?
Okay, my prediction's a bit odd, so just bear with me on this one. And excuse me for trying to inject a little bit of levity into this horrible week. But okay, my prediction is that Target is going to very lazily repurpose an actual news feature it put out on October 20th. It had a news feature because I spent a lot of time on Target's website, on its investors' website and its public-facing website this week. They actually had a story, I couldn't believe it, called Target's Partnership with Rice Fueling a More Inclusive Economy, right? So all the MAGA all the Target weirdos, they're just going to lazily repurpose that article to Target's partnership with ICE fueling a more exclusive economy. See what I did there?
I see what you did. You just
Target's partnership with Rice fueling a more. I just thought it was weird that of all things they have a thing about their partnership with Rice, all in capital letters. It's
my
weird.
Prediction is Target related too. My prediction is pretty simple. I predict that Brian Cornell, seeing the error of his ways in his total silence, actually leaves his high office at Target in Minneapolis. He steps outside. He's seen outside ICE officer Jonathan Ross's house kneeling in solidarity while burning some gay pride merchandise.
This is perfect. This is kind of like Jamie Dimon kneeled at a Chase bank.
That's right. This is the
and Bill Ackman's
bookend.
paying money to Jonathan Ross. So yeah, why not, Brian Cornell? Why don't you come out?
Cornell, go to
donate
Jonathan
some money.
Ross's
Donate
house,
your knee.
sit on one knee and show the world what you think about it. That's all we got. That's Hazelnut Rollis. I'm your analyst, Matt Moscardo. We are free float. Come back next week when we've got more things to tell you about how horrible things. No, next week is going to be good.
No, stop it.
It's going to be better. It's got to be better. Hopefully it's better. Until then, good